Well, everyone, thank you for joining us. Good morning. I'm Steve.
I'm Scott.
Together, we're Backyard Musings, broadcasting live Apple Valley, California.
Yep, another beautiful day in the high desert,
In the
and
backyard.
we are the Science and Technology Channel, talking about a interesting topic today.
We always say that, and it is interesting.
Well,
I'm telling you,
this is kind of
it
different.
is.
So, kind of different.
We are masters and experts at nothing. Believe me. I got dimed out for my fruit trees. Somebody said, "Yeah, take all that urine and create the nitrate for your fruit trees."
No, stink back here.
I know. All right, new research reveals that Flagstones in Dorset dates back to 3200 BC, offering new insight into the Flagstones as an area.
So it's Dorset, right?
Yeah, like it's an area in Dorset.
Right.
Insight into the origins of monumental architecture in the Neolithic period. Archaeological research at the prehistoric Dorset burial site known as Flagstones has identified it as the earliest known large circular enclosure in Britain. The findings, the result of a collaborative study by the University of Exeter and Historic England, are published in the latest issue of the journal Antiquity. Would you like to know more?
Located near Dorchester, the monument has been redated to around 3200 BC, approximately 200 years earlier than previously estimated, using advanced radiocarbon dating of materials found at the site, including human remains, red deer antlers, and charcoal. The new analysis suggests that flagstones may have served as a model for later ceremonial sites, including Stonehenge, which we're all familiar with Stonehenge, right? That's how did they stack those rocks up? And, yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
Aliens. It's probably aliens or giants.
Yeah.
Giants. Quote, Flagstones is an unusual monument, a perfectly circular ditched enclosure with burials and cremations associated with it, says Dr. Susan Greene. She is a Greenie, a specialist in Neolithic and Bronze Age monuments in Exeter's Department of Archaeology and History. Quote, in some respects, it looks like monuments that come earlier, which we call causewayed enclosures, and in others, it looks a bit like things that come later, like we call henges. But we don't know where it sat between these types of monuments, and the revised chronology places it in an earlier period than we expected, end quote.
Flagstones was discovered in the 1980s during the construction of the Dorchester bypass, with excavations revealing it was formed of a 100-meter diameter circular ditch made of intersecting pits, probably an earthwork bank. Interesting. Yeah. They were building this road, right? Or this overpass.
Yeah, and they found it.
Yeah, crazy. Today, half of the site lies beneath the bypass.
Oh, no, great. That's great.
Yeah.
You just put it around it, man.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that. So, with the remainder located beneath Max Gate, Thomas Hardy's former home, now bequeathed to the National Trust. That's not today's Thomas Hardy, right? Tom Hardy, that's old Thomas Hardy.
That's Tom Hardy's different from Thomas Hardy.
Got it. Okay.
Maybe it's his son.
I don't know.
Or dad.
Grandson.
Whatever, yeah.
Great grandson. I don't know. Flagstones is a scheduled monument with finds and excavation archives preserved at Dorset Museum.
At least 4 burials were found to have been placed in the enclosure pits, a cremated adult and 3 children who had not been cremated. And there were 3 further partial cremations of adults elsewhere. The similarity of this site to the first phase of Stonehenge, dated to around 2900 BC, led to the assumption that flagstones must be of a similar date. The new scientific dating program, led by Dr. Greene and Dr. Peter Marshall, formerly Scientific Dating When I first read that, I was like, are they scientifically dating? No, it's like radiocarbon dating. I'm the only one that thinks that's funny. Okay, I'll stop. Led by Dr. Greene and Dr. Peter Marshall, formerly Scientific Dating Coordinator.
Yep.
Why did they put the hyphen in there? That kind of threw me off. Coordinator at Historic England, involved collaboration with laboratories at ETH Zurich and the University of Groningen, who provided 23 new radiocarbon measurements.
Combining the radiocarbon dates with the archaeological information revealed that early Neolithic activity, including the digging of pits, took place around 3650 BC. After a gap of many centuries, the circular ditched enclosure was created around 3200 BC, with burials placed within it immediately afterward. Intriguingly, a later burial of a young adult made under a large sarsen stone at the center of the enclosure occurred around 1,000 years or so after its initial use.
Oh, maybe he was the king or something.
That is different. So,
yeah.
And going back to the people, the adult was cremated, the two or three children were not. I wonder if they just didn't cremate kids back then. I don't know. Interesting. Quote, the chronology of flagstones is essential for understanding the changing sequence of ceremonial and funeral monuments in Britain, said Dr. Greeny. I hope we're pronouncing his name right. Greeny?
I think it's a woman.
Oh, it is a woman. Okay.
Yeah.
There. The sister monument to flagstones is Stonehenge, which again we said we're pretty much familiar with that. Mm-hmm. Whose first phase is almost identical, but it dates to around 2900 BC. Could Stonehenge have been a copy of flagstones, or do these findings suggest our current dating of Stonehenge might need revision?
You know how you said that the adult was burned? Back in the day, there was superstitions, werewolves, vampires, all that kind of stuff, and maybe they burned the body to make sure it wouldn't come back.
Wouldn't come back, or wouldn't be upset?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
Yeah. I've seen graves where they've chopped the head off and put the head down, by the feet. Yeah.
They do that for
maybe the skeleton is good.
Like geometrical issues. Maybe they built the box too big or too little, or had to do some modifications.
I think it was just buried in the ground. I don't think they had
no boxes back then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flagstones also reveals connections to other significant sites, including Youngai Henge in Gwynedd. God, it's Welsh, man.
How'd you pronounce that?
I tried to. I said Youngai Henge.
Landigay? I was going to destroy that one, so I don't know.
Henge in Gwynedd, Wales, and even locations in Ireland as implied by artifacts and burial practices. The findings highlight the interconnectedness of Neolithic communities across Britain and beyond. There you have it.
Okay. Stonehenge to me is fascinating. It's like you've heard of the racetrack in Death Valley, where they just don't know how these rocks are moving around. They call it the racetrack. These large stones are moving around this racetrack area of Death Valley.
Oh, like
they don't overnight? They don't know how it does. I don't know. They don't know how
gravity.
They're not
aliens.
Sure. They're not sure how it's being done.
So, what about those monoliths that pop up all over the world? Those silver reflected stainless steel out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Remember we did that story?
Or crop designs. Have you seen
crop.
What are they called?
Circles.
Crop circles.
Yeah. Some alien aircraft taking off.
Yeah. Or the ball field is that Iowa, where they have that ball field in the middle of the cornfield? Field of Dreams.
Oh, Field of Dreams. Yeah. I don't know.
We know that.
I'll defer to you on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, folks. Thanks for joining us.
It's a movie you haven't seen?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You should see it. It's a good movie. Anyway, take care, everyone. Thanks.
What's the